Hello, good evening. I hope you are doing well today. Um, Let me welcome you to this session. Uh, Today, we are going to look at your draft requirement specification. Had received one from Paul, but I expected that you today are ready with something that we can work with. So basically, what we are going to do is just try and start looking at your specification. And in our next class, we'll be basically doing the sign off. So what we are going to do is that I don't know if you're able to set your e-portfolios. That will be one. And two, if you have a draft, requirement specification, as we had agreed from our last class. Today, we are not going to have any kind of note or something like that. You're basically going to just engage and share ideas on the kind of problem you want to solve. Yeah, so welcome. And yes, let's get some reaction, because I'm assuming that you have a draft requirement specification, and that you will be able to discuss them together. Yeah, so that's the lineup of today, unless somebody has some query or clarification. I'd only received um, a draft requirement specification from Paul. However, I've not been able to see for others. Um, Again, what I would advise you is that we start interacting with your e-portfolio, because this is part of the process. It's the process, not actually the final product. So we've just started. Yeah, so the way we'll be interacting will be part of developing your product. Yeah, so let me welcome you again. And I believe we are going to have um, a very engaging session, as you are going to, as I'm going to hear the kind of proposal you're bringing on board. So yeah, that's my intro. Let me get if there are any interaction, any queries or clarification from your side. Otherwise, feel welcome, and I hope you'll find this session um, uh, very very resourceful. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so those who have updated their e-portfolio, please, you can share with me the link. I'll also try to log in to see if it is available. So take advantage of the canvas because I'll also be giving comments on canvas once we do our first meeting. The comments, what you need to work on, will be documented on your e-portfolio. So please kindly ensure that you've set it up and it's available to be accessed. I had actually explained what we are going to do today. Just to repeat, is that we will be doing the client interaction. And what we are going to do is that you need to submit your draft requirement specification to Canvas through your e-portfolio. So basically, what I'm going to do is to check the draft, the first uh, requirement specification that you've come up with, and I'll be giving comments. The same comment that I give be it verbally will also be uh, done on your e-portfolio, so that all these interactions are documented, and we can see how you'll be improving and coming up with the best product. Yeah, so that's what we are going to do um, for um, for the case of those who might have not had. Yeah, that's what we are going to do. I've seen Paul has shared his e-portfolio. That is good. So I would encourage others to do so that we start the interaction. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some comments from first is Cavo. I don't know. You should also use your full names. That's the same I've seen Dashil Patel. At least that's good. Cavo, please use your full name so that we are able to identify you appropriately. Please try to use your full names. But I note your message. You're saying you are not aware that we had to do anything like that. As still, I don't have Canvas at that point. Please advise what it is and how I can do it. And I still can't find that assignment on Canvas. So, Cavo, I don't know, Cavo, your full name, but I believe you can hear me. Um, I believe all students have access to Canvas as per now. That is my assumption, Cavo. So please confirm to me that that is the case. All right, thank you very much, Kavit Shah. Now I can see your full name. Thank you for that. Um, so please confirm to me that you're able to access Canvas. Kavit Shah. Okay. Yeah, if you already have access, then that's good. I believe everybody is having access to the canvas because most of the things will be done there. All right. Thank you for that confirmation. All right. So I'll start with Paul. Paul has been very active. He had sent me his draft, and I was able to access it. As I advised, that even if you send it, it's good that you put it on your e-portfolio. So basically, what um, I'm going to do is that I'm going to access it on eCanvas. You can still download it and read it, but I'll be making comments on the eCanvas. Now, this is the thing that um, depending on how you do the things, for example, submitting your draft proposals and changes to the draft proposal and things like that, is very, very important because everything will be documented and you'll see how you are progressing. And that's the essence of us taking this course together. So make sure that you take advantage of the canvas. Make sure that you set things, especially the e-portfolio, and you have all the sections for the e-portfolio. Yeah, so from the responses, I think this is good. I'm receiving links to ePortfolio. Yeah, this is very nice. And I'm going to start interacting with them. So those who are in the process, please go ahead and update yours so that we move together. Yeah, yeah, Canvas is good because um, you can track your progress. I can always check whatever you have been going through, and because sometimes email may not um, yeah, you may not easily track um, comments that you get from the interaction. Yeah, so I'll start with the one for Paul. Okay, so based on this, all right, thank you, Sahil. Sahil, you've also submitted. Then Kush, I can also see yours. So that's nice. That's good. Um, so I'm also advising that when you are uploading, you can use uh, PDF as uploads. Okay, for now, because you are still making changes, there's no problem. But the final one, the final specification, you need to convert it to PDF so that um, it becomes uneditable.
Gabo, how are you?
Um, okay, so I've been able to access the e-portfolio for Paul. Paul.
Yes.
I've also been able to access for, this is Sahil. Let me see Sahil.
Yep.
Okay, Sahil, yours is also there. Then we have Sahil, this is updated, that's no. Then Kush. Kush, let me see yours. Yeah, Kush. Now there's, okay. Something that we need to note is that we need to make our e-portfolio complete. So based on the two, the person that I'm see has done the full e-portfolio, template. The template for ePortfolio is Sahil. So Sahil, the way you have done it, like all the section, is okay. Um, and now, Paul, I think you need to also compare with what Sahil has. Probably I would be able to share with you um, what I'm seeing from the other side. Let me just try to share the screen so that at least we are at par. Okay, now this is Sahil's e-portfolio. You see it has all these components, requirements, specification. So at this point is where you document everything about requirement specification. Then from there you go to planning documentation. So anything to do with planning documentation will be put here. Then client contact record sheet, all of them will be put here. You'll upload them here. Practitioner statement and solution design and solution design documentation, testing, technical deployment and evaluation and critical reflection. Remember, these are now the components of the rubric or the marking criteria. So please ensure that everything is complete. You can see that Paul, this is yours, but it seems it's not complete. But I believe you'll be able to do something. Kush, yours is also not complete. And I'm thinking you need to put this as an attachment. Well, you can write this, but we'll have to sign. So I'm thinking you put it in a Word document, and in that Word document, um, you'll be able to upload. You'll be able to upload that document. Yeah, so these are the few things that we can um, put them rolling so that at least this is done for everybody. So I want to ensure that today everybody has a complete e-portfolio set up, just as Sahil has done, and at least you have submitted a requirement specification document, a draft requirement specification document. Yes. I can see Zainab, yours, you've also shared yours. Okay, now there are some queries here. Okay, Kush, yours you need to make it complete. What parts are those? They are handling. Are they handling? Okay. I think it's something to do with the background noise. I sent my link to that. Yeah, James, you can also share it here. I think it will be easier just for easier linkage. James, you are asking whether do we complete a client contact records document for this review? Um, I think the client contract should, no, we are not going to. Today is still a draft. I think in the next week, probably, we'll be able to sign off. We sign off these documents. So that's when we'll fill in the client contact record sheet, record document for review. Then Zainab, okay. I'll just try to see if it is loading well. Zainab, yours is also complete. It's okay. But you have not submitted your draft requirement specification. So kindly submit the draft requirement specification. Yeah, so you will excuse me, there are some background noise in terms of the birds in the background. So kindly you will excuse me for that. So Zainab, your e-portfolio is okay, but please submit the draft. E-portfolio should be to avoid plagiarism. Yes, that is true. Yeah, it should be, should make it private. So another student cannot access your e-portfolio. Sahil, sir, am I supposed to untick public comments? If you want your comments to be made available, yeah, I think depending on what you are looking at, but you can still make them private. You can make the comments private. You don't need to be public. Please advise on how to do this if possible, or some guidance on how to go about it. Kavit, I don't know what you are talking about. Maybe you'll have to clarify it further. Naval, you've shared. Naval, yeah, I can confirm that your e-portfolio is the template is complete. However, you have not submitted the draft. So yeah, the template for the e-portfolio is complete. That's okay. So you can start sharing the requirement specification on that part for the requirements.
The requirement
Next.
specification is what we did last time, right? We were discussing what should be required, what's required.
Sorry, somebody is talking?
Like for the requirement specification is what the product is or something?
Stop share. That is Naval.
Yes.
It seems you're speaking, right?
Yes.
Can you just somehow increase your volume a bit?
Okay.
Yeah, kindly increase your volume.
I have, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Your volume is still low. We are not able to get you clearly. I don't know if, or is it my, sorry, it is my gadget. You're okay. Yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead.
Like for the requirement specification, is it what the product is about? Like
Requirement
I don't
specification.
know.
We discussed what is required. Remember, James shared. It's also on the canvas. What is expected of you? Different section. Actually, there are how many sections? There is overview, product to be delivered to the client, requirements, client requirements, which should be both functional and non-functional, and wish list.
Yes.
And then we have constraints, we have resources, and we have evaluation and client
Okay.
sign off. Yes, so that's the format that we need to follow.
Okay.
All right.
Is this on Canvas?
Yes, it's on Canvas. If you need a copy, James was very fast in sharing that. I don't know if James you can share with Naval the draft.
Please do, James.
Yes.
Which one? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah. The requirement specification.
Let me. I've still got the whole e-portfolios. 1 minute, I'll share that again.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, James.
I have some concern to raise. This is in regarding to how the portfolio is set up. Now, for some of us who have done other modules, we had to put content for those modules also on the e-portfolio. And going by the way that you've suggested that we do this, it's going to bring conflict with how the other modules content was presented. Uh, Basically, looking at how the portfolio is set up, you have the main categories on the left, and then you can be able to add content into those categories. Now, in my case, have CT 310 and 308 content already in place. So putting in the contents of 333 at the same level will bring in a lot of confusion. And I looked at this and I decided to put the main the modules on the left, and then once you get in, you can be able to get the specific pages on the right hand side. Um, I don't know what you think about this approach, but I see if we take this other approach, it will create some problems.
Um, well, James, I hear you, and I see what you have done on your e-portfolio. You've added CET 310, 308, and 333, the product development, and inside there is where now you have these components. I don't know when it comes to evaluation from the module leader. I don't know if he'll be able to see everything. Remember, uh, you'll be presenting this, and it is your e-portfolio that will do what? Will sell you, or that is what will be seen. So I don't know how best you can do it. What is the experience with others? Are they also doing these other software enterprise and UDX? I don't know what they have decided to do. So
Well,
that
in this class, it's only James, myself, and Dashil who have done 308 and 310. The others will do it in the next trimester.
okay. But what I'm thinking, James, no,
Paul.
Paul,
Yeah.
this is the issue. Yeah. If you go to my portfolio, on your portfolio, then you have three categories. You have three modules.
Yeah.
And each module, when you open, then now it gives you what it is all about. The documents, the related um, documentation. Only that I don't know how you could do it, but I was thinking you can still let me see how best you can work with it. Because once you go inside, are you able to create sections from as on my account? I'm not able to demonstrate that, but I was just inquiring if you are able to create sections so that you are not marked. Because I know another issue in terms of assessment is if your documents are not available and the progress of your documentation cannot be ascertained. So that's usually a big factor. And if you do it in sections, then you can easily track the progress of each component of your documentation. I don't know if it will be, if you could have CET on top, product development, then down there, now you can give sections for the CET 333.
So the thing is this, the sections are, anything that's talking about CET is actually a section. Let me just share my screen. Let me explain.
Okay.
I can't share the screen on this computer. Oh, sorry. If you don't mind, probably just share yours so that I can explain. I have an issue.
Okay, just try again. I've just picked.
No, I can't. I think it's the computer I'm using has a problem. I've never been able to share on this specific one. Unless, oh, I think it's coming up, right?
Yeah.
You can view my, no, it's not working. It's not picking. I just have a Zoom error from Zoom, so I can't share from this computer. But if you can share your side, then maybe I can explain.
Yeah. In fact, Clinton has just shared a very important instruction. There's a setup instruction on how to go about the setting up of e-portfolio. So I would advise you that you do that and follow the instruction as in how it has been given. And actually, your e-portfolio should not necessarily have to be private or hidden. It should be accessible.
Okay, let me just see. I think I understand what he's talking about now. I'll just go ahead and do that.
Okay.
When you talk about evaluation, right?
Yes.
Is it the same like doing a car evaluation? The same process, the same idea?
Okay. What do you have in mind?
Like, you know how they test the car, if it's working, what's not working, and stuff like that. Is that the same type of evaluation we're supposed to do?
Actually, it is almost something like that, but we are looking at it in the context of software. So in terms of evaluation, we are looking at tests. Testing, once you test, then you evaluate. So what you are looking at, for example, if you are testing the interface, you'll have some inputs and some outputs. So what happens is that we are going to look at the input and the expected output. So we'll match whether the input and the expected output are congruent, are the same. Okay. Then now we give what? We give a verdict based on the output that we are seeing. So basically, that's how it is done. And remember, you need just to adopt one testing protocol. And from there, you are able to customize it and make it yours, basically. As we said, you have to customize this. You have just to read how evaluation is done for a software, and then customize it, make it yours. But you don't have to. You don't have to use somebody's own protocol, because they'll be different. But just decide, devise your own evaluation method or evaluation process. How will we know that? Whatever you have told us, whatever you promised us, how will we confirm? What criteria will we use to confirm those functionality or those features that they have been achieved to a satisfactory level? See.
And do we have to do a system development lifecycle for the software?
That is dependent on you. You know, you have to adopt a particular methodology. So whichever kind of methodology you are going to use, bearing in mind that there are other methodologies, and you have to justify why that's the best suited methodology. So all those things needs to be documented, and you need to convince.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all well.
Sorry, sir? So you were saying?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, having gone through a number of specification documents, I'm going to sample and identify areas that maybe we need to understand, so that at least when we make the final one, we try to include those missing components. So yeah, please just hold as I check what others have presented. But Sahil and Paul, please check on your e-portfolio and try to check for the comments on your canvas. Hello, I hope you are still there. Please just respond if you are still there.
Yes, yes, sir, we're still there. Can you hear me, sir?
Hello, sir.
Okay. Naval, I was not able to see your document. It seems you're still working on it. Please confirm.
Yes, I'm still working on it.
Okay.
So when is it due? By today?
Yes, all the drafts we should submit by today, so that next, when we meet next, you'll be able to have the final document that we'll sign. So please make sure that everybody submits today their draft requirement specifications.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir, can you hear?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask, will we still be able to change some of the requirements after it's been signed? Like, let's say during development, there's some things we cannot do. So can we come back to this phase and maybe make some changes?
Okay, now would want you to make up your mind so that by the time it is being signed, that is specifically what you want to work on, so that you can just improve on it, but it should not deviate too much. Yeah, it should not deviate, yes. But
sir, your voice is cracking. Could you please repeat? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I could not really get what you were saying. Your voice is cracking. Could you please repeat if you don't mind?
Okay. And Naval, I think you are the one who asked. You could not hear me well, right?
Not me, sir. It was Mohammed.
Oh, Muhammad. Yeah, what I said is that you should have a clear mind of what you want to come up with. Remember, whatever you send, I'll be giving comments in terms of how you need to approach it. And again, I'm going to summarize before we finish. So just make sure you are there and look at the common issues around the drafts that I've received. I'm going through them. And from there, you'll now be able to come up with a more comprehensive, something that you can handle, something that can be of value. So please, those who are still submitting, please submit and share your link to the e-portfolio.
Yes.
Yes.
So, sir, okay, thank you. So,
yes.
So basically, once we have signed the required specification document, right, the requirement specification, once we have signed it, then we cannot change any functions or non-function requirements or any requirements. But as long as it's still the draft, so if you want to change, we can change it between now and next week, Monday's next lessons duration period before we sign it off. That, and then also, could you please go through it once more time before closing the session, the required specification document, just in case for us to just understand more clearly what is expected for this document, if it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'll go through. That's why I'm still reviewing, so that I get a consensus on areas that you need to improve on.
Okay, thank you, sir. And then once it's signed, you can no longer change the requirements.
Yeah, you can change.
Can't.
Okay.
So, for the functional and non-functional requirements, what does it come under? What does it come under?
Okay, maybe you just come in again.
For the functional and non-functional requirements, what does it
Yes.
what does it come under? Does it come under the client requirements?
Yes, it comes under client's requirements.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, after the product to be delivered, then you have the client requirements, which has 3 parts.
Yeah.
Functional, non-functional, and wish list.
Okay. So wish list is what you want to involve, what you want to include, but is not available.
Yeah, it is something that you cannot achieve, but you really thought it should be there, but
okay.
you will not be able to achieve it. Yes.
Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I wasn't able to.
Naval, if you are on your screen, I can guide you how to do the upload.
Okay.
So on the right side, when you're viewing any of the sections, you should be able to see and edit this page button.
Edit.
And when you click on it, it changes to add content, rich text. The last one is image file upload.
Okay. Okay. So which one is it? The image one?
Image file upload, yeah.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have explained, that's Paul have explained. So you need just to log in, because on my side, I'm not able to see your interface. But I believe once you log in, you'll find sections of uploading those various documentation for each section. Okay. I'm just giving us a general guidance on this. I'm seeing Kavit Shah, you are talking of some guidance at every stage, and that's what we are here to go through. So based on what you have submitted, I have a few comments to make, and also pointers on what actually you need to be doing. Pointers to, let me just open this. Okay, in the overview, you need just to have a background to the company and a brief overview of the work, which majority of you have actually done that. Please make sure that you remove, the guidance guidance text. Then just have this, and you have your name and the program and the general overview. Please don't make it also long. Just give a very sneak preview of what kind of project you are looking at. Then a product to be delivered. Make sure that this is a one paragraph thing, and it should be very specific. For example, if I'm just looking at the one for Paul Maina Mwangi, the one that you had wasn't, it was not a one statement thing, but I believe the one that you've amended should be one statement. Let me see that. Paul, let's see it somewhere. Yeah, James, it needs to be one statement. The product to be delivered, it should be, what are you going to deliver? Am I going to deliver? No, it should be one sentence, one paragraph, one sentence, not necessarily a paragraph, but one sentence. Let it be, you should not have a full stop because you'll be saying a different thing. So make sure that the product to be delivered is a one sentence, a one statement.
So what about if you can use conjunctions like furthermore, however, although, and, instead of just making it a one shot? If you use furthermore, however, and all these conjunctions to make it one long thing, but you've given a general and you've talked about it, is that okay?
Yeah, you can have those conjunctions, talking of and, or, however, but let it be a very straightforward thing. Don't complicate it. Like if you want to deliver, for example, you want to deliver, I'm looking at a very simple product. You want to deliver a cup. So just say, the product to be delivered will be a silvery cup made of clay, which will hold 3 or 500 milliliters of fluid. Okay. So something that is very direct. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's what we are looking at when we are considering the product to be delivered to the client. Let it be a one statement thing, which is showing the deliverable. Something that when you present and we look at that statement, then we are going to see that product that you are bringing to us. So if I may just share, an example is somebody says the final product to be delivered to the city of Yokio will be an online web system which will deliver the Olympic Games online. Marketing new platform, sports stroke games to be offered to the international public after they provide their necessary details in order to view the games. So I want it to be very, very straightforward and very, very clear by highlighting the most important aspect of your system. No, you don't have to tell us the technology to be used on the product to be delivered, unless that technology is very novel. But when you are talking of web, we know that for you to come up with a web application, then it has to use web technologies. Then when you talk of an online web system, online web is a repetition, because something which is web is actually online, unless you want to make it locally hosted. But a web, so you can talk about web-based application or a web-based system. Or if you're talking about streaming, an online streaming platform, yeah, you can talk of something like that, an online streaming platform where the public will be able to view games, real-time games. If you are talking about streaming, because streaming should be something real-time. Yeah, so it has to be, the wording has to be very, very coherent. We should not have ambiguity and also repetition. Try to understand the product you are developing in a very simple way. Let's not have ambiguity and also repetition. For example, I'm talking about online web system. We talk about online web system, then you are repeating yourself. If you are talking of an online ticketing system, that one is okay, because ticketing system may be it may not be available over the web. It may not be web-based. But when you talk about web-based, in fact, the word web-based may be more appropriate instead of saying online web system. Then the statement that you put should coincide with the requirements. So you can say a system that will deliver games online, marketing new platform. And on your requirements, there's no feature to do that market. So that one will not make sense. It will not be coherent. Then we should not also overemphasize or over qualify our system. So over qualifying is, for example, you give your system very you give it features that you may not be able to achieve. For example, you're talking of a comprehensive web-based system that will be accessed by all users, or all users from wherever they are, using any language. Yeah, if you are not sure whether you are going to achieve multilingual website, then you don't need to state that. You just say maybe this website will be available to English speaking population, or English speaking users who understand English language. Or you just say the website will be, or the web-based system will be available in English language. Or you can say it will be available in this language and that language. I'm not saying that if you say your website is going to be accessed in different languages, that is overstatement. I'm just saying if you are not sure you'll be able to achieve that, then you don't need to put it there. Because when we'll be looking at the requirements, we need to see how you're going to achieve the multilingual feature. And in the final product, we want to see that feature being deployed. So that is about product delivered. This statement should be what guides the requirements. So when it comes to requirements, we said we have them in three parts. We have the functional, non-functional, and the wish list. And this now will outline the list of client requirements in terms of the product features or services, and the delivery mechanism, if appropriate. You should also have a place for wish list, which is things that you would love to implement in future. And the requirement should be in a logical order. And I believe that one, most of you, for the few that I've seen, that you are able to
So by logical order, what do you mean?
Logical order in terms of what is the first feature? Which one should appear first when you are developing the product? Because you can't develop the features, all of them at a go. So you'll realize that there is a feature that will come first. After that, now you go to another feature, and like that. So that's the logical order we are talking about.
So the most important one first.
Well, it may not be the most important one first. It may be the one that you will develop first. Like if you are talking of logging in and registration and signing, booking of games. So you can't put booking of games to be the first feature. You want to talk of registration, because you can't log in if you've not registered. Then you go to In fact, you can put registration and user or user sign up and login. Then you now talk of introducing the video streaming feature, if that is something that you want. Then you talk of booking for certain games and things like that. Yeah, so Kavit, we are almost leaving because I wanted just to give the overall overview of what is expected of you, so that when you're making revisions, you actually know. So requirements, make sure you put in functional. Functional are things that the features that that product will have. These are now the essential features. These are things that you can quantify, you can actually see, you can actually confirm in terms of a specific function that that product will be having. Then non-functional are now things that they add value to the already stated features, which means they add value, but they are not the core features. But they are important. You see. So when you're talking about functional, for example, you're talking about the system will have a registration component and authentication or user login. That is a functional feature. But non-functional would be something related to that will be talking about the user interface. It should have in terms of the interface, so you'd want to look for things that will make the interface user-friendly. Yeah, so you can talk of having cool colors that blend with maybe the Olympic Games, you know. You want things that are aesthetic, are security based. For example, you'll say the system will be secure, the system will be user-friendly in that it will have colors that blend with different sports in each page. The fonts will be like this. No, those are now the non-functional features. So it is upon you to look at this and come up with very creative requirements. Then we look at the constraints. So this one is very, very important. Constraints are things that gives boundary to your work, so that somebody should not ask you, why did you implement this and that? And by giving boundaries, you will say, this system will specifically allow users to register. Yeah, James, it is about the scope or the boundary that you're right. So that people don't ask you bizarre questions like, why did your system include this kind of functionality? You'll say, this is what I was looking for. This is the boundary of my work. This is the scope I was looking at. Now, you are scoping your work, or you are giving boundary to your work because of certain limitations. So you need to state those limitations. So you'll say, my system will only allow people to register, and the system will only be available in 3 languages. For example, English, say French and maybe Chinese. You see, because of time, now you have to list, or because of what I know, okay, based on my background, you see, I know that I could use this kind of programming language but because of my background, I will limit myself to this kind of tools. And with that, I'll be able to just achieve 1, 2, 3, and not 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the constraints. So those are the things we look at the constraint part. Then again, don't give obvious constraints. Try to be very, very specific with your work. Because you've told us up there the product that you want to deliver. So that kind of product, we expect something, but just say in this case, I'll not be able to take care of this. However, despite this kind of product usually have this, and that, mine will not have those kind of features because of 1, 2, 3 limitations. So you have to bring them in a very good way and be as natural as possible, because these things are going to form, how do you call it? Your documentation. They are going to form a very core part of your documentation. When you're talking about practitioner statement and the like, they'll be tied to this. So just try to be open-minded. Then on the resources part, please look at the resources that are available to you at your disposal. And by acknowledging resources, we know that you are able to use them effectively. So these are the assets that you may have. You can talk of the client. You can talk of the university. What is the university giving you in terms of the assets to use? People that will involve in the project, their skills. You can actually name the individual. You can have specific equipment and services. Now, here, if you're talking about your laptop, try to be very specific. You will say it is a Core i7 with 8 GB of RAM, HP or iMac or something like that. Just make sure you state it clearly, a specific equipment. Just make it as specific as possible. Yeah, you can talk of software and hardware, and also human. There are other resources that you may use, which may not be hardware, neither will they be software. So here, apart from putting the technologies or putting the hardware and software, you'd also want to use talk of the human resources. You talk, and you must be very specific. Yeah, don't just list resources there, like computer, then you talk of internet, you talk of operating system. Don't be very specific. If it is operating system, then give specific operating system. If it is a project management software, try to just list it there very correctly. Just give it a good description. Don't use generic approach of listing resources. Be specific to your project, how you see it. Then evaluation, this is where you do the testing to ascertain how your you tell us the process. How will you ensure that the product that you develop has met the requirements? So tell us how you do that. You can put this in terms of expected, okay, input and expected output. Yeah, you can also give a small overview in terms of the steps. How will you test for user login? How will you test for, don't say that you will do a test to show that a user can log in. How will you do it? If your product is to the feature, one of the feature is to do user registration. How will you ensure that registration has happened? That is now the evaluation. So you need to put it in a summary form. You don't need to give us all the details, but be very specific. Tell us that in this kind of product, because we are looking at user registration and streaming services, in the streaming part, I'll enable users to connect to the system and click on the live stream and see how long it takes to display the first image and things like that, and test the quality of sound and video and things like that. Is basically testing the streaming, you see. So don't tell us that you will be testing and evaluation. That is general. That is very generic. Yeah, you can have, that's what we are talking about, test cases or test protocol. You just explained for us the test cases or test protocols. So just try to put them there. Then basically we'll have the client sign off. So if we are okay that you can actually do this project, then we'll give a signature, we'll sign off. Yeah, and that is the end of this, unless somebody has a question. I know time has gone. Remember, we usually take attendance. I know two had requested for, but you're 14, you're 13 basically. So we usually take attendance during this time. Please make sure that you participate, give it time. I'm seeing quite a number of you are very committed, and yeah, I like that. So please try to do that. And I know it is a bit hard when it comes to responding to queries. And what I'm proposing is that try to use more of the canvas because it is easier there. So that once you post something, then you can alert me, maybe through email or a chat. I may not respond immediately to say WhatsApp chats and things like that, but I would like that you do it on Canvas, then you can send me a mail. Sometimes I may not respond to WhatsApp chats instantly because you know, having other students, you find that you may have a lot of chats, and by the time you respond to them, you might have taken quite a long time. But if you send a mail and you put in, you submit whatever kind of documentation on Canvas, then I'll go there and check it and give a comment. So let's try to use those avenues so that we do this professionally. Remember, it should be done in a professional manner. So everything that you do, let us do them through the Canvas. It will really help us so that you just alert me that I've done something. Please, you'll find time so that you check on it. And when I go there, I'll actually get what you have done, and I will be able to respond to it.
So where can we find this recording? Is it on Canvas? Because I've not seen a recording yet.
I usually share with Muhammad. I don't know if Muhammad has been a position.
Yes, I've been sharing to a few fellows of ours, a few colleagues, but could not find Nawal's email. Nawal, maybe you can send me a text message on WhatsApp, and then I can forward it to you, because I did send the last week recording to quite some few students.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try to upload it. There was some, how do you call it, some limitation. But I'll try to upload them because they are quite huge, but I'll try to upload them. And the good thing, I'll put them on YouTube direct. So I'll basically share I'll share the link. So that should not be a problem. Yeah, so any other query? So Diego had an issue with the e-portfolio. I don't know which kind of issue you are getting, because I would want you to use that. I would want you, it is easier to download, because sometimes if you send through email and I may not be able to give the comments, because the comment, they also have to go to the e-canvas, to the canvas. So just ensure that you upload it there, and I will be able to access it. Yeah, I think Muhammad is shared. Yeah, thank you for that. You've shared those to get
the YouTube
link. Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone can get it. And it's also, so I was saying, okay, you're still giving feedback, yeah?
Yes.
You're still giving feedback.
Yes. Yeah. I'll give. What I did is that I was looking generally at the issues, the general issues in terms of what you had submitted, those who had submitted, that is, and I'm giving now a general guide to how you need to come up with your final draft. Remember, next week we want to sign off this so that you start off. So try to take advantage of what we've learned here. Make sure you customize it. Don't give generic specification. Give something that is really within your project. Once you identify the kind of product you want to come up with, then don't be too ambitious to give very many requirements. Try to identify the core requirements. Probably 3 to 4, at most 5 requirements. For example, 5 functional, and 3 to 4 or 5 non-functional. Wish list also, don't be too ambitious, because if you give 10 wish list requirements, then it doesn't augur well. Yeah, so just give, just be reasonable. Just look at what the product you want to come up with, and be reasonable about it. So not of being ambitious, at the same time not being coming up with a very trivial product. We don't want trivial product. We want something that will add value to you. Something that will add value to both you and the client. So it's not trivial. At the same time, it is not over ambitious. So it's just a matter of balance. Okay, so up to that point, I would request that we adjourn. Then I was inquiring, do you is it possible we can also have this say on a Wednesday, or your other days are occupied?
So you want to change the classes from Tuesday to another day?
I was just thinking about that. Okay, there is what is happening is that there's something that we've been called upon from next week. It's not yet confirmed on Tuesday, but I was just thinking, if I don't know how your schedule is, then I'll discuss with Betty, maybe for a few times. I don't know how you are with the current classes. Yeah, who is the class rep? Is it Muhammad?
Yes, I think yeah, Wednesday is not bad. I don't mind Wednesdays, but then we can just also put it in the WhatsApp group in advance case. But you're saying it will not be every week Wednesdays, yeah?
Well, it will. It will depend if you're okay with the Wednesday. Then
I don't mind.
We can still
I don't
work.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still
Yeah,
work.
so I'm fine. Yeah, Wednesday is good. Wednesday at 5 o'clock, no problem.
Okay. So please share. I'll also share with Betty.
Yes.
Then yeah, basically we'll meet.
Let's ask everyone. Let's ask everyone. They can just. I think so. Paul would like a vote. So if everyone's okay with Wednesday, just say yes or no, so that we can all take a collective decision.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That would be better.
Yeah, it seems there's a general consensus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah, Naval has
5 out of 11.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 out of 11. So I think so. Then it is yes.
But sir, I'm sure even if some people cannot attend, you can just send them the recording.
Yes. See, I've sent the link now. Yeah. So everyone, it's with everyone now, the link. So Costa will be uploading on YouTube.
Yeah. All the recordings will be available on YouTube. But I would want your work. What I'll do today, I didn't want to like display each and every person's work. I wanted just to go through it and just assess basically what you are thinking, or what is in your mind, and with that now I could gauge. So our next meeting will be basically I think if you're okay with that, I'll be picking one, then I clear it just during that time, so that you also see where you can make corrections here and there. But I'm requesting that by our meeting next class, let's have all the requirement specification uploaded. For those who have uploaded before the time, I'll also go through and make comments. But make sure that by that time, you had uploaded. In fact, it should be early enough so that when we are meeting on Wednesday, if there are any more changes to make, you already made them, and we do a sign-off. Next week, we want to do the client sign-off so that you start on your work. We don't want to waste time. So I'm requesting that please, those who have not, this is the time is almost is going, and you realize that it's ending. So dedicate some time to work on this, think through it, and submit. Let it be approved so that you start working on it. I like the dedication from some of you who have been very, very active in terms of submitting their drafts. So please make sure you submit your drafts, and by the time we are meeting, we need to be signing off so that eventually we start the work. We start the work straight away. Yeah. Yeah. So next we meet on Wednesday, and let's put some effort to this and have something at the end of this module. Yeah. So thank you all, and have a good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.